Greetings all, Vanna here for the Air Signs Weekly Message. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to keep all of that, but I do find it noteworthy. So, my dear, the world is in fact turning in your favor, and further carried by the Two of Wands that was on the bottom of the deck. How much the world is turning in your favor. But right now, this is sort of being blocked because for whatever reason, my Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius out there are not connecting with their divine feminine. The Princess of Cups is in reverse, and she's like left on red with you. Like, the divine feminine energy is trying to reach out, but because there is so much stigma between sexuality, gender differences, people see the divine feminine as femininity, and therefore you have access to the divine feminine as a woman. And that is not the truth. I, in fact, have lent more into my divine masculine energy as a woman than I have my divine feminine. The journey with my divine feminine is something that I've started in the recent years and has created an incredible ripple effect in my life. Because the divine feminine energy carries receptivity, creation, love, acceptance, and the nurturing energy that we do not give ourselves. We are bullies to ourselves far too much, and you have been especially rude to yourself. You have not been nice to yourself. You have not been kind with yourself, and you have not been patient with yourself. Gemini's got Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Now, sexuality, all of that, do with that information what you will. I am not going to tell anyone how to live their lives other than the fact that it needs to be a consenting adult. You have Lala for the Libra energy, the saint of the spoken word. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my story. That's the second woman that has mentioned prayer and power, and it carries through even more with Aquarius. Takala, the prophetess of true power. I call back my power from all times and places. I am my very own. If I remember correctly, this is one woman that was a sacred devotee of Jesus Christ. Because she was a woman, she was not allowed to practice or really even be baptized in her time and culture. And publicly, when she was meant to be slain by these lions, they knelt at her feet and she baptized herself, reclaiming her power. And that is what each of these women have done, is reclaim their power. And that is what Spirit wants you to do. Reclaim the power of your emotions, reclaim the power of your sensuality, your sexuality, and yourself. You absolutely are a beautiful soul, but have been disconnected from people. You have not allowed people to see you. You have not allowed people to connect with you for whatever reason. Can I see an inclination as to what that is? King of Wands in reverse, but what I'm mostly feeling, false. People that presented themselves as love and happiness, but when you accepted that energy and were in that celebration, that honeymoon phase of the relationship, you saw who they really were, and it hurt you because it was a serious betrayal. It was a lot of hurt. The divine feminine energy has carried in so much with your reading today because you've also gotten Venus in your planetary bodies of the dice, as well as Gemini coming out. So there is that duality. You have had too much of the divine masculine running and ruling your life. And the one coming out as well, begin this relationship with your divine feminine. It is going to be brand new. It is going to feel strange because you've never allowed yourself to love yourself on this level. You've never allowed yourself to be vulnerable in this way. My air signs, why have you done this? Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. You may literally need to unplug and take screen time away. I did this the other day, and I had an evening and the following day absolutely nothing to do with my phone, computer, or PS4. And I felt so calm at the end of the day. I was able to fall asleep so easily. I also had incredible breakthroughs with my books. And all of that when I was not distracting myself. Look at this. Surround yourself with love. The world is waiting for you. Do what you have to do to feel confident, because the world will be there when you are ready to embrace them, when you are ready to share with them your beautiful radiance. Until then, relax, unwind, do what you need to do to feel loved and connected, because like I said, it is all turning in your way. It is all turning in your favor. And it's so much bigger than the initial idea. It's so much bigger than this thought that you birthed from. Look at how she's holding it. Does that not look like how a mother cradles her baby when she is still inside? And this might not be a pregnancy. I don't feel like it is. I feel like it is the birth of the new you, this new world, this new reality, this new version of yourself. And like how it is being like fed into and surplused by spirit. Like they are giving it so much beautiful fertilization. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, they're giving it more to make it better. They're fertilizing it. But it's all with your prayers. It's all with your energy. That's carried through. Reclaiming your power, bringing it back to yourself, because you are the conduit. You are the source. You have to get those gears turning and live your life. It just says live. It's going to be hard to see because of my light, but that's what you have to do. It may seem impossible that you will have a life of peace. It may seem like absolute fantasy that you will have any strength, that you will have any power, but Spirit is trying to help you. Remember that you are a badass, but you are too distracted. You're too bogged down with not feeling and processing all of these things. These things don't go away just because you don't want to acknowledge them, just because you would rather watch this extra episode of Grey's Anatomy than journal about how bad your day was. And I'm not judging. I heavily use escapism myself. But I also notice when it is more to my detriment than my benefit. But that's also taken a lot of years of work and practice and awareness. Justice is coming for whatever you feel has done you wrong. You do not have to hold on to that. Spirit will ensure it is taken care of. Worrying and keeping that energy in your heart prevents you from living your life and becoming all of this that you are meant to be, my love. Don't hang on to how these people have hurt you in the past, because you will have everything that you deserve and more once you start deciding what it is you want. But until Spirit gets your recipe, until Spirit gets your Amazon order, they're just going to keep amplifying the energy that you give them. And that's not a good energy right now. I want you to burn some lavender incense, because those are very calming, very relaxing. If you have access to that, or if you have the ability to burn lavender incense or essential oil, let that be part of a routine that you do at the end of the day to start unwinding, because all of this, there's too much going on. You're distracting yourself because it's too loud in here. But it's not going to go away until you start removing some of what's causing the noise. And I know that's scary. I know that's painful. But you are worth going through that. Your happiness, your peace of mind, your sense of self and rest. It's worth all of that struggle. So please love yourself enough to do the hard thing. Have a beautiful day, my love.